Hey, Pyromaniacs. This is the unbreakable Sean Phoenix, and you're listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
We are wrestling with WWE Elimination Chamber preview. It was last Sunday, and if you were smart, how did you listen to it, Scooter?
You took those big old flaps on the side of your head, they're called your ears. You put some headphones on, you open up the Mixer app, you go to the UNB Sports 2 channel, and you listen to myself and James J. give you the best dang mother smurfing commentary in the world today on the remix.
So you could say mother French toast there.
I mean, you could drop the F-bomb if you want to. I'm trying to restrain. I'm currently in Lent and all that good stuff. But hey, you could cuss all you want. Like,
Okay, filter.
there's an interesting. This was an interesting peak preview. Things are a little bit more clear on the road to WrestleMania. Overall, what did you think about the show, Kaliko? The show as a whole.
I wouldn't say clear. It got a little muckier on one side.
I wouldn't say whole either.
Yeah, it got a little muckier on one side, but the rest of it kind of bore itself out. It's got a roadblock heading to the fast lane. Pun intended. Jesus Christ. But overall, it was a good show. Overall, pretty good show. Solid show.
What say you, Scooter?
Yes, solid show, but I think this is one of the first times a pay-per-view has ever actually made itself redundant. I mean, if the SmackDown Elimination Chamber match was basically for nothing.
Yeah.
It really was when you think about it. It just means, I mean, not to mention that, honestly, every dirt sheet was calling for Cesaro.
You and Kaliko and even Drew called Cesaro.
And yes, we got Daniel Bryan, and that seems to be what's going on, in Fastlane and whatnot. Which I was really hoping for Edge and Christian against Roman and Jay. That's apparently not going to happen. If you didn't think that The Miz was going to cash in, then you're as blind as Anne Frank. I mean Helen Keller.
And let's get into this. SmackDown Elimination Chamber match. Daniel Bryan defeated Cesaro, Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and King Corbin. To me, it kind of shows you the stark contrast of talent on Raw and SmackDown. That you only had two former world champions in this match, one two former tag team guys, and King Corbin. I mean, and like you said, it was kind of redundant, but the match overall was decent, right?
I mean, yes, and when looking at it statistically, yeah, the right man won. Yes, this is Daniel Bryan's fifth Elimination Chamber match, which now puts him in the top three of Chamber appearances. Nothing really surprising except for Jey Uso's ability to get so many frequent flyer miles.
Overrated, underrated with that.
But I mean, I think I would have been more interested had it come down to Daniel Bryan and Cesaro.
Yeah.
Yep.
But Jay had to be the guy because
Yeah.
Jay had to be the hurdle. He's the hurdle to the table. He's the what's the word I'm looking for? He's the waitress to the table. The waiter to the table.
I believe the term you're looking for is Praetorian.
Something like that. There you go.
A Praetorian guard to the emperor, if you will.
If we're
Indeed.
getting super technical about it. But continue, Kaliko.
But now I let Scooter get back to that point. And the only reason it was lack of talent because SmackDown's supposed to be like the wrestling show / land of opportunity. So, I mean, but even with that being said, the story for SmackDown's Chamber match was really good. I mean, the story overall for SmackDown has been pretty decent the last, I want to say since Roman got back, it's been pretty good. So you can't knock it for them continuing with that arc. Ride that bitch to the wheel fall off.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, SmackDown did some unusual things to fill the Chamber match. With instead of having singles matches, they had tag team matches.
And the tag team winners won. Yeah.
I mean, at this point, I'm wondering, would there be some sort of benefit to maybe having the Chamber be a quest of some kind, and your entire year determines if you get a spot, and you have to keep fighting to defend that spot?
That seems like a lot of
Yeah.
That sounds like a G1.
They could call it the G4 climax.
But keep in mind, Roman was supposed to be in it, and he finessed himself out of it. So that's where the story is.
And then we have Roman defeating Daniel Bryan right after the match.
Perfect heel heat.
I don't think anybody kind of saw that not coming. Even Stevie Wonder saw that coming. So, and then after the match, Edge attacked Roman and proclaimed that he would be challenging him at WrestleMania, our first match set for WrestleMania 37. But kind of what Scooter said, considering that Edge made made the match ready for Mania, it kind of made no sense to have what they did in the Chamber. So my question is, would it have been better if Roman had just defended the championship in a singles match and maybe used the Chamber for another match, maybe a tag team or Asuka, who didn't have a match that night?
No.
But what do you guys think?
And the reason why is because Roman's making it to where Roman's positioning himself in essence to be like, motherfucker, you gotta earn your way to get to me. You just don't get to me for free. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So he's making himself a premium price to pay. And the Elimination Chamber in itself was the price that they had to pay to face Roman, right? Edge didn't have, and the reason why I thought Edge was going to go with Roman was because of that exact premium price I was talking about.
Right.
Because Edge had the leverage. Roman didn't have the leverage. Roman had the leverage over the chamber match and used it as such, and he couldn't control who Edge would pick. So he kept bugging the fuck out of Edge to be like, you ain't main event until you face me. That's why when he said that, 98%. That's what that little line shot my little rankings up to 98% because I'm like, he's basically taunting Edge to like, bitch, until you see me, you ain't seeing nobody else. And it worked.
Scooter, anything you want to add to that?
Nope. I think it's time to move on.
Then we have Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax defeating. Actually, no, my bad. We have Riddle defeating Bobby Lashley and John Morrison to win the United States Championship. Riddle's first major championship in WWE. Bobby Lashley has obviously gone on to bigger and better things, as we'll talk about a little bit later, which was one of Drew's predictions last week on the show as well.
Hey, my prediction.
No, that Bobby Lashley was going on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, I said that too.
Let's give the new guy some credit, Rico.
Give me my fucking props, damn it.
You got Gargano, damn it. First off, Riddle winning the championship, right call?
Well, let's call it by what its name is now, Travis.
Right.
The United States Champion
Yes,
is now named Travis.
He named him Travis, yes.
Which, honestly, Travis Riddle would probably be a kick-ass name for a superstar. I hope, and this was addressed on the pre-show. Morrison, by the way, winning his way in on the kickoff show after it was revealed that Keith Lee was not going to be part of it. But yet, Mia Yim shows up on Raw.
I know why they did that, though.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, she will remain Reckoning. Damian Priest's finishing move now be known as, I can't remember what they call it now, but so I don't know, the bunny hop. I don't know, Adam Rose. I hope this leads to Riddle being less of a lemon. God, now I got that in my head. A little bit more serious, a little less, Smokey McPot. I mean,
he named himself Travis. What do you think this is going, Scooter?
Yeah, pretty much.
If I had to guess, Hoboken, New Jersey. I expect Riddle next week to pull out the Continuum Transfunctioner.
Alrighty.
No, dude, where's my car reference? I mean,
yes.
It's gonna be like a dude, where's my belt?
And then no ending.
No, it would be bro, where's my belt?
Exactly.
There you go.
Vince, hire this man.
And you talked about it before, Keith Lee not being a part of the match. What's going on with Keith Lee? It seems like opportunity's waiting for him, and he's not there to answer the door.
Oh, no, it's not that he's not there to answer the door. It was because triple threat match, somebody was going to take the pin, and to me, that was a move to protect Keith Lee.
Plus, yeah, the exposure to COVID, but let's just call this what it really was. Mia Yim was just given to such good headache.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Yes, she does. But I'm not gonna go there. But yeah, it was mainly because Morrison would take the pin, and Keith Lee. Honestly, it could make a arc for Keith Lee to face Riddle in the sense that the only reason you got it because I wasn't there.
True.
Um, and plus with Lashley, it wouldn't have looked right for Lashley to lose the belt to get pinned and then try to go for the heavyweight title. Does it
Right.
make sense?
And
Yeah.
they really pushed him strong in that match.
Right. Not even strong in that match. After that match, because it was the thing where he was in the ring and he was pissed. And you usually never see a loser in the ring that pissed. Like usually, especially with a face. Why the hell would the face? Because usually winning the belt and running up the ramp is a heel move.
Right.
Yeah.
So Riddle doing that was for the purpose of Lashley being pissed and for what to follow. So
Next match.
see, copious notes paste.
Next match, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax defeated Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair to retain the Women's Tag Team Championship. Honestly, this was just basically drawn together because Lacey Evans got injured, so yeah.
I was just gonna say it's redundant in the sense that they might as well just turn Sasha Banks heel already. I feel like Sasha Banks is about to be what Carmella is, right?
I
Am I the
mean,
only one? Am I the only one catching that vibe?
I mean, with Reginald, crushing on her.
Yeah, hell no.
I mean, meanwhile, why wouldn't Carmella be complaining about this? Seems
Exactly.
like this happen, right?
Yep.
But as of last night, it is official: Sasha, Bianca, WrestleMania.
I mean, you knew that. I mean,
Yeah.
as soon as Bianca won, that was like 100% SmackDown.
I mean, it's
It was 10% nasty.
It's got great potential, and it's got the potential. If the WWE doesn't fucking drop the ball with Bianca and gives her that moment,
It's got potential in the sense that it's stylistically a great match. It could be stylistically the greatest match that
It
they
could
have.
potentially be a show stealer.
And it also the historical ramifications.
Oh yeah.
As well, in terms of
2 African American women,
yes,
possibly quote unquote main eventing a WrestleMania. Yeah, even with that context, yeah, that's one big context. And then to me, more is the stylistically thing. I feel like strength versus speed and agility is going to be the calling card for the match. But we'll get there down the line. But keep on, Scooter. Keep preaching.
To see that, the potential moment of when Montez Ford comes down and puts his wife up on his shoulders.
Yes, full circle. Full circle. I wrote that in the tweet too. I was like, Bianca Belair is going full circle. She started literally running into WrestleMania, and now she's first year running into WrestleMania, hopefully with the chip.
We'll see what happens there. And then we have the main event, or the build main event. Raw Elimination Chamber, WWE Champion Drew McIntyre defeated Sheamus, Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, Kofi Kingston, and AJ Styles.
Uh, Please, let's acknowledge the fact that Kofi checked behind him for Edge.
Yes, that is correct.
Let's also acknowledge the fact that Kofi had the line of the night when Randy walked into the damn chamber. It was like, damn, them calves so swole, dog. I see. I'm cracking the fuck up.
I was really hoping for a backstage interaction between Kofi and Edge, where Kofi would come walking by Edge. Edge would be like, "Don't worry, I'm not going to attack you this time."
That would have been pretty cool. But just that it was a nod that everybody knew. That was just appreciated.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, you talk about surprises in this. The fact that not only did Kofi pick up an elimination, he eliminated Randy Orton, and he eliminated Randy Orton cleanly with no implication from The Fiend or Alexa Bliss.
Which, oh my God, the next night, it made sense. Because the way he broke it down, it was like, holy shit, yeah. If he's not PWI #1 this year, I'm going to be fucking pissed.
Well, he ain't Wrestling Observer for award #1, that's for sure.
I know.
So, McIntyre picks up the win. He's then attacked by Bobby Lashley after the match, allowing The Miz to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase and new WWE Champion The Miz. 11 years after his first WWE title run. So yeah, and kind of reminiscent of when Edge did it at New Year's Revolution in 2006, so to speak. And something that Scooter had maybe alluded to last week on the show, and let's hope that that's as far as his prediction goes, and maybe not the second half of what he had predicted comes true.
There was that other thing I had mentioned that the WWE was essentially booking themselves into a corner because Money in the Bank is the next pay-per-view after WrestleMania, and the fact that the contract holder has a year, but Miz's year didn't begin when Money in the Bank began. It began when he won it at TLC.
Exactly. Which,
the possibility of
having
two Money in the Bank briefcases for Miz, like.
I think you give WWE too much credit to actually think of something like that.
I mean, you got to give him credit for the way that he used it and got it back. That's very rare, which signified the rule that the actual person has to cash in the briefcase.
Yeah.
Cool.
You got to give him that much. These things, they don't stick to the rules a lot, but when they do, it's like, okay, I get it.
And to be quite honest, I barely even remembered that it was Morrison that handed out the briefcase.
Oh yeah, I remember. It was Morrison. Morrison gave the briefcase. Yeah.
And I wasn't the one that actually thought of that when it actually happened. Somebody had to point it out to me. But then, like the next week, the Monday, I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
And you would have realized that when they had the whole so like as much as we say that they don't care about rules, which to me like the 30-day rule and whatever, they are when it comes to the Money in the Bank. I will say they strict, especially when like the year Carmella won it and James Ellsworth took the briefcase and gave it to her, like all that shit. I will give them props. They are fucking strict with that shit.
By that definition, then. Otis should have never had the money.
Otis should have never had the Money in the Bank briefcase. Exactly.
While it was pulled down, he didn't pull it down. It fell into his hands. So
that's why they probably fucking had him losing to the Miz in the first place.
I mean, it was just bad booking from the very beginning with Otis.
With a crowd, it probably would have been better.
Big, yeah, it would have been bigger with a crowd, especially.
Continue.
Crowds love the fat guys. They love the fat guys.
Yeah, who doesn't love the fat guy? Biggie Smalls, son.
But I mean, everything is better with a crowd, but
it's all a dream.
So, Mr. is the new WWE champion. Right call, wrong call. Maybe wait and see. What do you say, Kaliko?
I'm gonna use this theory, and hear me out. It's gonna come. Remember when you were there with me. Remember when Brock Lesnar beat the shit out of Kofi Kingston at SmackDown and
I was right beside you
in LA? You were right beside me, and I was fucking hurting. Remember that?
Yes.
So, remember when Brock left with the belt?
Yeah.
What was the only belt left? The Intercontinental belt, right? Yeah. Who was the Intercontinental champion?
Biggie.
What's the Miz? The Intercontinental champion?
Miz.
Oh, the Miz was the Intercontinental champion at the time.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought you were saying who's the Intercontinental champion now. Yeah.
Miz was the Miz was the IC champion at the time, therefore making him the top premium champion of SmackDown. He was the de facto guy, right? Because he showed up every week. We all knew Brock was the champ, but we knew he wasn't going to come every week. I felt like the Miz, he as much as people bitch about him, he earned this bitch. I ain't even going to lie to you. He earned it, but he also had to deal with other people getting the turn because they're bigger, they're faster, they got a bigger name. And all he did was kept doing his shit. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, he should have been champ at least 4 years ago. Minimum 4 years ago. But there was no structure for him to be the champion. So this is a good time. People love, and especially because he's the type of heel. Like, you remember, like, we'll get into it when we go to Raw. His face when they announced that whole shit with Lashley and him. That is why. That little shit right there is why he's the perfect heel, because he's a heel that everyone knows they can beat, but he's gonna swindle his shit to the end of the day. He's gonna swindle this shit to the end, and that's what I think it's a good time now for him, because eventually he's gonna lose it, but he gets one more reign than Kofi. I mean, shit, that's what he wants.
Which now makes my theory make a lot more sense now.
I'm gonna wait to see what they do with the Lashley thing. Because remember when I was telling you, like, Lashley would lose, and I feel like that the Hurt Business is kind of like, because he's always, every time he's there, he's not there with the Hurt Business. He's just there with MVP, right? It's kind of like he's in his own world. And in this setting, he's a face. He's a heel, but to the people, he's a face. Because he's getting what he's supposed to be owed. Right?
Yeah.
So that's where I think it's going to be a little awkward.
Another thing that's awkward, Shinsuke Nakamura was Intercontinental Champion in October of 2019. Not the Miz.
Fucking A, son of a bitch.
Scooter.
Wait a minute, was it Nakamura? No, 2019?
2019, yeah.
That
No.
wasn't when Brock beat Kobe. That was 2018.
No,
Yeah, that was 2018.
no, it's 2019.
No. Wait a minute. When did the new Intercontinental Championship come?
That was Sammy's gift to Shinsuke.
Yes.
And it had, the 20th anniversary, the first SmackDown on Fox was October of 2019.
October 4th. Yeah, October 4th, 2019. Yep.
Son of a bitch. I just threw my whole shit out the water. Fucking Hennessy. Fucking Hennessy. I blame the Hennessy. There you go.
Scooter, anything you want to add to the whole Miz winning the championship, not this Nakamura debate?
Why you gotta hate Jane?
Nothing, just getting the facts straight.
The WWE doesn't have any idea what it's doing with the WWE Championship as it pertains to WrestleMania. I expect Drew to cause Bobby to get disqualified. You probably get the triple threat at Fastlane if we don't see a certain somebody.
Let's hope he
Juan Cena?
this moment.
Juan Cena?
Juan Cena.
So he's Mexican Italian?
I mean,
and he's from Canada, damn it.
Mexican Canadian from Boston. Got it.
The fact that honestly, if Miz is still champion by Mania, who really ends up being the perfect opponent?
The guy that he wrestled
That would be
10 years ago that just wants the only blemish on his WrestleMania record erased.
Wait a minute, that's not the only blemish on his name.
That's definitely not the only blemish on
championship.
No, he lost the triple threat to Randy Orton. Boom, bitch, facts.
But was he pinned?
Doesn't matter, he lost.
True, but he wasn't pinned, and that makes all the difference. And that's what I'm
He
worried
lost to The Rock. Yeah, he lost to The Rock. Blemish. Fact.
And then something else popped up into my head. Would The Miz have the balls to call out The Rock the same way he did when he first called out John Cena?
Well, he definitely has the balls. And The Rock said that he wasn't going to be able to come to WrestleMania this year.
I know.
Which means he's definitely going to be there.
Unless
they said that at 32, and then he popped his ass out of nowhere.
And then, unless it's Young Rock versus The Miz.
Young Dwayne.
Young Tomas.
They called him, what did they call him? Dewey. They called him Dewey.
And he calls himself Tumas. Tumas. There you
go. Personally, I'd like to see The Miz defend the belt against his wife.
I would like
You're trying to break up a home. Why are you trying to break up a happy home, bro?
I would like to see
it would be a sex match.
Oh.
First one to orgasm loses.
And with that, let's wrap up our Elimination Chamber preview, a review actually. Scooter, the show overall, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle.
thumbs up my hole.
Kaliko.
I'll give it a thumbs up because as much as they don't do the wonders WWE can do when they don't have to deal with commercial breaks, and sponsors and shit, the wonders.
I'll take it back. I'll give it a thumbs up, but it's a thumb that's missing half of it. So it's only like one. So it's a nub.
So a stub.
Yeah, I'm just going with a thumbs in the middle. That will conclude our coverage of Elimination Chamber. Next week we'll be talking all things New Japan and whatever else comes up in the week. Everybody knows that anything could happen in a week when it comes to pro wrestling. Until then, please like, subscribe, comment both on YouTube and Castbox. Catch our interview with Nevaeh Chantel this upcoming Wednesday. And follow the show on social media as well. For everything wrestling with entertainment related, upcoming interviews, news, whatever, we are at Wrestling with E. To follow us individually, I am at JamesJ993. Where can they find Kaliko Yachts?
You can find me repping for all the leap year babies at I am Kaliko. Fun fact, Ja Rule, leap year baby.
Not that fun.
Where can they find Scooter Dust?
You can find me in your bathtub with the shower curtain pulled all the way back. But as well, if you want to find me on the social mediums, you can find me. I don't know why I started talking like I'm Jamaican. At Scooter Dust and holding it down for the UNB network at UNBS Wrestling. Smash the fuck out of it!
Kaliko Yachts.
You went from Lithuania to Jamaican, so hey, at least your geography's good.
Jamaican. Wow.
Little Jamaica, man.
Don't at me, bro.
Come at me, bro.
Yeah, is the tree made out of ganja? Because we want to smoke the Christmas tree.
For Kaliko Yachts, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
Reggae Shark.